my folks were Polish, immigrated from Poland, and obviously in the early years, there was a strong Polish community in the area, particularly north, and that's where most of the immigrants moved to. My folks always stressed, remember where you came from and who you are, and that's who you are now. So there was always a relationship. Later on, when I first got elected, the Polish Society in Edmonton was very active. I became acquainted with their activities. They were, as I said, quite active, and I was invited to some of their activities because of my heritage, and became very much friends with the organization there, and consequently also became very engaged with the organization here, and they're very active. The organization here is more of a younger generation, and these are the ones that have immigrated to Canada since the war. The ones prior, of course, the ones that immigrated before the war, so there's really two different groups. But again, they're very active, and in my government activities, I don't know, a lot of our opportunities for growing Alberta were taking place in the eastern part of Europe. Alberta had set up a home base. It started out in Hungary, in Budapest, and during our travels, we'd received an invitation to go to Poland to counsel on environmental issues with coal mines. The dust, they have one of the deepest, I understand at the time, it was the deepest coal mine hole in the world. You could see it from the space shuttle slide type, but it was creating all kinds of environmental issues with dust control and the likes of that. So having been Minister of Agriculture, I was invited to go there to deal with that. Ultimately, we brought forward some solutions that would work for them. And we advised on certain types of grasses that grow in that type of material. We advised that, for example, canola is a wonderful crop to demineralize the soils. And that was their problem. The soils that were not being used as coal, the residue was very highly mineralized, and so it had to be demineralized in order to grow things. And canola would accept those challenges. So those were some of the things that we were able to do. We got called back again when I was with Municipal Affairs and trying to assist them in organizing municipal taxes. In Poland, they didn't have any municipal taxes. The federal government and the state had complete control of the money, and whatever they gave to the municipalities, that's what they had to spend. And they were trying to find ways of funding municipalities. Their way, of course, wasn't something I was familiar with because it was sort of ad hoc and by choice and so our basic advice was to implement a municipal tax. Now, unfortunately, taxes aren't popular, especially new taxes. This would be a whole new avenue of taxation that would be imposed on people, and so they haven't been too moving into that very quickly, but I understand that they are thinking in those terms. So that was where I obtained the connection. I was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Order of Merit from the Polish government. And to me, it was very much a surprise and very much appreciated. It's very thoughtful. It was very thoughtful, particularly the local people that obviously must have lobbied on behalf of it, I would expect.